Fly, Eagles, fly. A seismic shift is rocking the franchise as the Philadelphia Eagles face a massive roster dilemma that could redefine our championship window for the next several seasons. If you are watching from Dallas, Texas, or anywhere across the globe, you need to pay close attention because the clock has officially started. The organization is standing at a crossroads involving a key superstar, and the financial fallout of this decision will dictate our aggressive approach in the coming months. Why is this specific date the ultimate turning point for our Super Bowl dreams? Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of every move. I am breaking down exactly why this situation is the defining story of our entire 2026 offseason. At the center of this intense debate is A.J. Brown, whose future in Philadelphia has been the subject of relentless speculation throughout this entire offseason. The reality is that the team has been strategically waiting for June 1st to arrive, a date that serves as the essential key to unlocking a path forward without crippling the organization's financial flexibility. For months, fans have heard rumors about his desire to move on, and now that the calendar has finally turned to this critical deadline, the front office is prepared to fulfill his wishes. This situation is far more complex than just a simple departure, as the financial nuances of his contract have made a mid-off-season exit impossible until now. If the team had attempted to move him before this date, the dead cap hit would have been a staggering $43 million, a figure that would have essentially paralyzed our ability to field a competitive roster. By waiting until today, the front office has ensured that the financial burden is split across 2 seasons, a move that is absolutely vital for maintaining our long-term stability. The decision to trade A.J. Brown is not just about moving on from a player who no longer wants to be here, but about mitigating the damage and securing assets that can help us build for the future. The tension has been building for weeks, and now that we are in the post-June 1st window, the pressure is mounting for General Manager Howie Roseman to finalize a deal that makes sense for the franchise. This is the moment where the off-season talk transitions into real-world action, and the ripple effects of this trade will be felt throughout the entire locker room as we look toward the upcoming season. Every single move made from this point forward hinges on the outcome of this specific transaction, making it the most critical piece of business the organization has handled in years, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in team identity. The question on every fan's mind is where A.J. Brown will ultimately land, and all signs are pointing toward a high-stakes move to the New England Patriots. This destination makes perfect sense given the Patriots' urgent need for a legitimate number 1 wide receiver to complement their recent Super Bowl run, combined with a strong pre-existing relationship between the star receiver and head coach Mike Vrabel. While other organizations like the Los Angeles Rams expressed early interest back in March, the connection to New England has remained the most persistent and logical path. The Eagles have been methodical in their approach, likely using the interest from other teams to drive up the asking price and maximize the return on a player who clearly has one foot out the door. This is exactly why this matters for every member of the Eagles faithful. We are not just losing an elite talent, we are attempting to recoup significant value to keep our championship window wide open. The front office knows that they have to get this right, as the legacy of this roster depends on turning this departure into future success. Beyond just the destination, the compensation remains the biggest point of contention behind the scenes. Philadelphia has been clear about their desire to secure a first-round pick, ideally in the 2027 draft, which is projected to be incredibly deep with talent. There is even a scenario where the team walks away with multiple first-rounders if they play their cards right. Reports suggest the Patriots have dangled a 2028 first-round selection as a starting point, but Howie Roseman is holding out for something more immediate. This is a game of high-stakes poker, and the Eagles have to leverage the fact that A.J. Brown is a top-tier playmaker to ensure they don't just clear cap space, but actually improve the long-term outlook of this team. If they settle for less, it could be seen as a failure, but if they secure that 2027 capital, it might just salvage the entire offseason strategy. To understand why this is such a pivotal moment, we have to look at the cold, hard numbers that define this trade scenario. Trading A.J. Brown before the June 1st deadline would have triggered a massive immediate dead cap hit of $43.25 million, which is a price no contender can afford to pay while still trying to chase a trophy. By waiting, the organization has been able to restructure that pain into $16.35 million this year and $27.1 million in the following season. This split, while still significant, is a much more manageable pill to swallow as we navigate the complexities of the league's salary cap rules. This financial maneuver is the only reason the team has maintained flexibility, but it has come at the cost of having a major distraction looming over the franchise for the entire spring. Fans might wonder why the team didn't act sooner, but the reality is that the front office had their hands tied by the contract structure. They have been quietly shopping A.J. Brown since March, but every team in the league knew the Eagles were locked into this June 1st timeline. This reality actually put the Eagles at a disadvantage, as potential trade partners knew Philadelphia was desperate for relief. However, the tide is turning now that the deadline has passed. We have $26 million in available space right now, which gives Howie Roseman the leverage he needs to play hardball. He doesn't have to jump at the first offer he gets from the Patriots or any other suitor. He can wait for the value to reach that coveted first-round pick threshold. It is a calculated risk, but in the business of professional sports, patience is often the greatest weapon. Every day that passes is another day the Eagles hold their ground, proving that even when a star player wants out, the organization retains the authority to dictate the terms of the breakup to ensure the team doesn't suffer in the long run. Why does this situation truly matter for the fans and our future Super Bowl aspirations? The departure of a talent like A.J. Brown signifies more than just a name change on the depth chart. It represents the end of an era and the beginning of a necessary recalibration. We have seen our team evolve through many iterations, but the success of this franchise relies on the ability to turn high-value assets into consistent, winning contributions. This trade is not just about clearing cap space. It is about gathering the resources required to remain elite in a highly competitive division. The future of this team in the postseason depends on the draft capital we secure today. If we manage to land a premium pick, the prospect of adding a game-changing rookie to our already talented core is what keeps the championship dream alive. Furthermore, this move allows the locker room to fully pivot toward players who are committed to the goal of winning in Philadelphia. We have already seen the team revamp the wide receiver room, showing that the front office had a contingency plan long before this date arrived. This is about discipline, strategy, and ensuring that no single player becomes bigger than the mission itself. The ripple effect here is simple. If we win this trade, we retool and keep pushing for the Lombardi Trophy. If we lose the trade, we face a harder uphill climb in 2027 and beyond. The pressure is on the front office to maximize this return, and for the fans, it is a reminder that the business side of the game is just as intense as the action on the field. We are not just watching a player leave. We are watching the construction of our next contending team, and every decision made in the next few days will be analyzed for years to come. The stakes could not be higher as we transition into this next phase of the roster's development. The stage is now set, and all eyes are on Howie Roseman to see if he can secure that 2027 first-round pick, or if he will fold under the pressure to finalize a deal with the Patriots. We have followed the drama, the financial gymnastics, and the strategic patience, but now it is time for the final result. This situation has been a test of the organization's resolve, and the consequences of the final trade will ripple through our draft boards and cap sheets for years to come. We want to know exactly where you stand on this massive move. Do you believe holding out for a 2027 first-round pick is the right move for the Eagles? Or should they take the best offer available right now to finally put this distraction behind us? Drop a comment below and let us know your take on this pivotal trade decision. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the future of our team. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep the faith for the season ahead.